Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a cryptic crossword. I did one of these a week or two ago. No, longer? On the New York Times, which is where I've been doing it since basically the pandemic started, which is when I picked up cryptic crosswords. And shortly after I released that video, they discontinued the online cryptic crossword. You can't do them at the New York Times anymore. You have to subscribe once every 2 months to get it in paper or some shit. I don't know. I'm not doing that. So I went looking for other places online where you can do cryptic crosswords that are not so heavily Britishized. It's a British kind of game, but I can't cope with the British cultural references. And I found this place, Lovatts, Lovatts, puzzles.com. Lovatts Puzzles. And one of the puzzles they offer is a cryptic crossword. I believe they offer many more. I tried one of these out a week ago, and I found it actually, pretty approachable. It's you still have to know what you're doing in a cryptic crossword, but I think if you're a beginner doing cryptics, this is probably a good site to try them on. Especially if you're American. Although I don't remember seeing any American cultural references either. Maybe there were some. Anyway, I think they're trying to be a kind of beginner-friendly, culturally neutral cryptic, which is just great for me. So anyway, let's get started here. And as usual, I'll start by explaining what a cryptic is, because there's a few diehards who watch all the cryptic videos. Mostly nobody watches them at all, which is fine. But in case we do get somebody who hasn't seen these before, what's the deal with a cryptic? It's a crossword. So you gotta have the crosses and the downs match up. They give you clues that tell you how to fill it in, blah, blah, blah. However, the kind of twist is that the clues are given to you differently than in the typical American crossword. And there are many other kinds of crosswords as well, but the cryptic crosswords thing is that each clue gives you the answer twice. How polite. There's an invisible divider somewhere in the clue. We can't see it. We don't know where it is. And on one side of it is the definition, often fairly oblique. And on the other side is some kind of wordplay. There's lots of ways they're allowed to give you wordplay. Ways they do things. And so you combine both of those to let you find the answer. One kind of nice side effect of this, by the way, is that you don't actually need the crosses most of the time. They're just there to, with an American crossword, sometimes they, the word is pal, and it's like bud. But, there might be other three-letter words that mean pal. Bro, maybe, right? And you don't know without a cross or two. With cryptics, they can give you clues that are so specific, even if they highlight fairly unusual words, or words with synonyms, the wordplay will help you disambiguate. So you often don't need the crossings. They're just there to help if you can't figure it out from the clue itself. Anyway, let's get started here. I'm okay at cryptics. I've finished maybe 2 or 3 of the New York Times cryptics in my life without getting a hint, so not very many, but it has occasionally happened. All right, let's get started. Gent hides limb in item of clothing. Gent hides. So hides would, it looks like a piece of a wordplay, right? Something is going to be written around something else, hiding it, right? Maybe a limb is an arm or a leg? Yes, of course. An arm. An item of clothing is a garment. And if we look at garment, we can see here there's a limb being hidden by Gent. Get it? Very funny. Okay. Bowling stint anticipated, but after the scheduled time. By the way, the punctuation is not there to be friendly. It doesn't count for anything. You're supposed to ignore it, but they often use it to try to trick you into reading the clue wrong. Bowling stint. What is the scheduled time? A date, maybe? An appointment? An ETA? Seven letters. We could look for anagrams, I guess. No, I don't know. Moving on. So they also in Cryptics tell you where the word breaks are. So we know this is a 6-letter word, a 3-letter word, and a 6-letter word. The 6-letter word is often like, the 3-letter word is often like the, right? That's the most common 3-letter word in the alphabet. So we could guess that. We could put a the here. But maybe there's a better idea. Pointer, okay. Pointer is a kind of dog. Irish setter? No. And strange. Okay. So strange is probably an anagram hint saying something nearby it is being written strangely, i.e. the letters have been written in a different order. So we could be anagramming pointer and, for example. Or anagramming red hat help. Which is 10 letters. And I don't know. This is too many letters to do all at once. Let's try it down. Oh, this is capturing. Okay, right. I checked. Okay. What's my down? High-ranking officer is not a bit particular. The G? A general? Yes, a general. Hey. Yeah, I have to get used to also like this thing's UI. It doesn't, act exactly like the New York Times, which I've been doing for years. So I'll type stuff in the wrong place. Anyway, so get it. A high-ranking officer, that's a general. And something that's not a bit particular is very general, right? It's not specific, it's general. Here's another really long one. A single 15-letter word. What? Joint specialists. Just like, bone doctors. Use logarithms. Cleverly could be an anagram indicator. How many letters in use logarithms to? 5 letters in use to, and 10 letters in logarithms. So yeah, probably we're anagramming use logarithms to. And the answer is joint specialists. Carpenters are joint specialists. Doctors obviously can be joint specialists. I don't know what you would call them. Well, at least I know this is an anagram. That'll help. But I'm not smart enough to anagram a 15-letter word all at once. Slippery creatures must be eels, right? Yes. Sleep endlessly. If we took the end letter off of sleep, we would get slee. And write that upside down, you get eels. Ripping brew, gang. Tearing? Yes, tearing. If you're ripping something, you're tearing it. And the wordplay is kind of simple. It's just, 2 synonyms that you're meant to substitute in. Tea is a brew, and a gang is a ring. I don't know why there's an exclamation point here, actually. Usually, my understanding of the conventions for cryptic crosswords is that an exclamation point at the end of a clue means that the entire... They're suspending the rules a little bit. And rather than having a wordplay and definition, the entire clue is both wordplay and definition. But that clearly is not the case here. So, I don't know. This is just an extraneous exclamation point? I don't know. How about this? City, well, probably Rome, right? Remains eternal despite more change? I mean, it's Rome. Rome's a city, and if you change more, you get Rome. But what is all this shit in the middle? Remains eternal despite? Is that really... Are you really allowed to make all of that just connecting words? I hate it. Is there some way that that's cluing it another time? R-E-D-M are the beginning letters of... I don't know. I hate this. It's Rome, but I hate it. Ray and die somehow together... Well, that must be a diary. Keep a record of their experiences. So... Ray and die somehow together. Sure, that's some kind of anagram. Keep a record of their experiences? Yes. Someone who keeps a record of their experiences, diaries, like as a verb. So that's allowed. Oh, rheumatologists? Easy. I mean, that looks roughly like the letters in use logarithms. I'm not gonna double check it. But it's gotta be. What the heck is this? N blank E? You don't see that too much. That's how you spell rheumatologist, right? It's not U-E? Alright, well, whatever. We'll leave it for now. All I needed was the R and the M, apparently. Audacious erasure protects addict. Bold? Audacious is bold. But what does that have to do with the rest of the clue? I don't know. I don't think it's bold. Something ing. Making it possible to get rented property. That must be letting. If you rent a thing, you let it. So rented property, I guess, is letting. Or get rented property is letting, something like that. And making it possible, clearly, if you make something possible, you let it be done. Last round has Mr. Jolson following Flipper. Well, Mr. Jolson is Al Jolson. The last round of something is a final. And what's this about Flipper? Finn? A Finn is a Flipper. So Mr. Jolson, Al, is following Flipper, Finn. And it's the last round. Ads? Roll out the bucks. Dollars? It must be dollars. Yes, it is dollars. Dollars are bucks. And if we look at ads roll, it's an anagram for dollars. And out, you know, maybe not the most convincing anagram indicator, but it is one. You know, something that's out is unusual. It's different. I don't know exactly how you justify it, but out is an anagram indicator. You just gotta figure this. You just gotta get used to this shit, even when it doesn't make any sense. Why is that D bold? Oh, it's because it's part of the current clue that I'm looking at. Okay. Make official announcement. 500 find serial revolting. So 500 is probably D. It's Roman numerals for 500, and there's no other reason for them to choose that number. Disgust? No. Declaim? Declare. Yes. Because, you know, make initial... I think declaim, you know, can mean Actually, I guess it means to like almost disclaim something, or it's not quite. Anyway, you could maybe an initial announcement could be a declaiming something, but serial revolting. Here's another anagram. Serial is being anagrammed here. So we have a D followed by revolting cereal or eclair. What is this? Cage? What else could it be? Remove pin from copings to release gears. Well, what do you know? It wasn't. It wasn't cage. There's another word that fits here, and that word is cogs. If you take pin out of copings, you get cogs. And when you do that, what is released is the answer, i.e. gears. Inflated abnormally. Sell now. Oh, wait a minute. I was about to say, let's think about this later, but I noticed that sell now is 7 letters. Abnormally could certainly be an anagram indicator. And inflated swell on? Swollen means inflated. And we've anagrammed, i.e. written abnormally, sell now. 007's ties? Well, those are bonds, of course. Ties are bonds. This is a double definition, where the wordplay is just like, we defined it again, gotcha. Right? Something that belongs to 007 is 007's, and that is bonds. Okay. How babies down under, well, let's just write in Australian now and figure out the rest later. Get around on land or in water. What? I don't know. How about this? Fee includes right, well, that'll be free. To remain independent, sure, something independent is free. What is this, Eastern? Nearest, strange looking, yes, Eastern. And Oriental means Eastern. I mean, you can tell that just from looking at the letters. You don't even need the clue from what we had already. I said that, of course, about cogs, and I was wrong, but this time I was right. Any updates on this stuff? I mean, this probably is and, right? I'll write it in, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Because there's an and right in the middle. And then a pointer could be this 6-letter word, and then the next 6-letter word could be red hat written strangely. Dather? Hearted? I don't know. Well organized hospital worker. Well, I mean, you could fit something like ER nurse here, but it's a single 7-letter word. I noticed that hospital is 7 letters, and if it were well organized, you could change the order of its letters, but there's no D or R in hospital, and I'm not sure about the D, but I am sure about the R, so it can't be an anagram of hospital. Reflected cry of the screech owl. Howl? No, but what would the definition be? Hoot? Cry of the screech owl could be hoot, but then what's with the reflection? Huh. I don't know. Oh, we already didn't get an answer there. Seek any converted New Englanders. Well, basically, I don't know. There are other kinds of word plays, as you've seen, but anagrams are very common. So anytime you see, like, yeah, there's a 7-letter word, can I find a group of letters that make a group of words that total 7 letters that are near anything that might plausibly be an anagram indicator? And here, seek any, that's 7 letters. Converted, yes, sure, that can be an anagram indicator. What could you rearrange seek any to that means New Englanders? Well, Yankees, of course. Huh. Ah. This is another double definition. A hospital worker is an orderly, and that also means well organized. So I'm glad the D turned out to be right. Norse disaster keeps everyone awake at night with the noise. A snore is Norse written as a disastrously. So Norse disaster, and something that keeps everyone awake at night with the noise is a snore. Still not like this exclamation point. Chaos over party leaders reading light. No, it's not Bedlam. Right? Because that's A, only 6 letters, and B, it's not 2 words. Party leaders is probably just the letter P. Not sure. Growled threateningly when tangled up. Snarled? Sure, that's just a double definition. 2 different ways to say, growled threateningly, you snarled. If you're tangled up, you're snarled. Australian, okay, we have an L in this now, finally. I don't understand what babies is going to have to do with all of this. P.S. Adele, surprisingly, is quite delighted. P.S.? Oh, wait. Surprisingly is probably an anagram, right? And P.S. Adele is 7 letters? Pleased. If you're pleased, you're quite delighted. And that uses Adele P.S. Yes. Okay, good. Did we look at this yet? No. Region covered by Delaware administration. Probably area? Yes. So a region is an area, and the answer is covered by, i.e. kind of contained within, Delaware administration. If we look at these 4 letters here, we find area. This one? Sacred piece of land. Sacred. I mean, holy, right? But we have an E down there. I don't know. Chaos. Party leaders reading light. Lamp. Bed lamp. Oh, it was bedlam. I didn't trust myself. And party leader was P. I just didn't put those together. Chaos is bedlam. And over, the leader of party, i.e. P, is a... No, hang on. Chaos is bedlam, and it's being written over party leader, which is P. The whole thing means reading light. Rifle parts. Well, that must be barrels. And I think we're just a double definition here, right? Found in tubs, barrel. Well, I mean, found in is the connecting bit, I guess, and tubs are just barrels, I think. And maybe I'm missing something more subtle, but that's all it looks like to me. What do I have for the down here? Opportunities to show off your frock before the big night. What the hell? Wait a minute. I just figured this one out. A pointer is a needle. Oops, that's not how you spell anything. Just confused about how the interface here works, of course. And strange red hat, well, what would you put after needle? You would say thread. And that is an anagram for red hat. Okay. We have an H here now. Ouch? No, the H is in the wrong place, idiot. Still don't know. Ensured for a change that it is lasting. Endures? So ensured is 7 letters. 7 letters here. Yeah, sure, if you wrote it for a change, you might write it differently, so it's plausibly an anagram indicator. And lasting, something that is lasting endures, so that's all fine. Bowling stint anticipated, but after the scheduled time. Something late? Out late? I don't like it. I mean, late is fine. After the scheduled time, late, I like that very much. But what the heck goes here? Bowling stint? But anticipated. Huh. I don't know. It could be some after the scheduled time. It could be like off cue. Like if something was cue, like you missed your cue in a play. I don't know. Then it wouldn't be late, maybe. But all right, what is this? Opportunities to show off your frock before the big night. Kind of lost. Does this R help? Oh, an addict is a user. Audacious erasure? I mean, I see the letters for user in here, but... Ah, protects. Protects is one of the words they can use to say, just look at these words as one contiguous blob and find the answer inside. User. These are called hidden clues, and I'm not very good at spotting them. But okay, got it. I feel like this is the key to... I mean, I don't know. There's very few clues left, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, I mean, at least this has been a competent performance. Getting this would help with, these clues. 5 letters. What goes A blank E blank S? I can't even see a word that fits that profile. I'm sure there are many, but I can't think of any of them. And there's a question mark as well, which seems pretty rude. So I can't even count on the normal division into 2 parts. The definition, I think, is probably just opportunities. But what is the big night? Something Eve, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I guess a word that fits here is ovulate, but how could that be the answer? What does that have to do with any of the rest of this shit? Reflected cry of the screech owl. I mean, reflected has to be the definition, right? Because I don't think owl can really be the definition. Unless the answer were bird, in which case I think that would be allowed, but we have an H here. Screech owl, I don't think can be either. The screech owl, cry of the screech owl, that could be hoot, but we have an H here. So I think reflected is certainly part of the definition. And I don't see how any more of it could be the definition. Right? Australian babies. Babies. What does this have to do with babies? How they get around on land or in water. I don't think it's possible that this isn't Australian. We've got all these good crosses for it. And you could imagine, maybe, the N doesn't go here, but it goes like at the end to be around something. But we know there's an L here, so I don't think down under can really be around something. Actually, wait a minute. Why did I assume it was Australian? I mean, I guess because it's 10 letters, right? But it could be Australia's. Those, I think, are the only two possible letters. Australia, babies get around. How babies? I don't know. Sacred piece of land. I mean, a church has an apse, and that's like kind of a sacred place, but it's not really a piece of land. And like, I think sacred kind of has to be the definition. There's no... Oh, no, you got me. It's another damn hidden. Oh, okay, I figured this one out. Look, it's the answer is a piece of sacred. If you look inside of sacred, you'll find acre, which is land. Okay. Australian crawl? Is that a thing? Is that like a swimming stroke or something? Certainly how babies get around on land or in water, I guess. I'm not convinced. But I got an A here, so... And I have no more crosses for this. I have to get it with, you know, just these 8 letters. And then fill in the other 7. That's how... What is it? I don't have any idea. R blank A blank S? I mean, this looks like I or E, but it could be O maybe. And then this is a vowel, obviously, a consonant, obviously. Doesn't look like chances. The first word ends at this S. And then the other word starts here. So, I mean, this is a consonant and this is a consonant. It almost looks like celebrates, but it's not. The A is in the wrong place. I don't know. I think I'm going to start asking for hints. These last 3 clues got me. I'm happy to have gotten as far as I did. So just check the whole puzzle for me, will you? Just clear the incorrect letters, please. So it wasn't late. But everything else was fine. Bowling. I don't know what... means bowling. Maybe give me this letter? No. Letter. Yes, show this letter. Operate? No. Date? Scheduled time is a date. But this A was wrong, so no. What the hell? Reflected cry? Of the screech? Owl? Give me another letter. Echo. Yes, look, there's another hidden here. Of the echo. And a reflected cry is an echo. Ugh. Something that's late is overdue. So, oh, and these are dress rehearsals, aren't they? Yeah, okay. Bowling stint. What does this have to do with bowling? Or anticipated, for that matter. Stint? I don't know. I don't understand this clue. After the scheduled time, that's fine. It's overdue. But the wordplay escapes me. And these are dress rehearsals. What? Yeah, but like, just let me look at it. Yeah, I'm not worried about my rank. So just the clue was opportunities. Yeah, I mean, isn't this just like a single definition? Maybe? Because the whole thing, you know, what's an opportunity to show off your frock before the big night? Sure, a dress rehearsal. Get it? Like, a dress, a frock. I mean, I don't know. But, you know, where's the rest of it? Where's the wordplay? The big night, like your frock could be dress, and it could go before the big night, which sure, a rehearsal can kind of be a big night. But then what's with this opportunities to show off part? I don't know. Oh, you know, maybe opportunities to show off are dress rehearsals. And your frock before the big night is another way of defining it. I could sort of buy that. I still don't like overdue. Bowling stint anticipated. I mean, I guess I don't understand it well enough to not like it. I don't get it. There's nowhere here that's gonna like tell me, you know, they don't have wordplay or something that tells me no. Okay. I don't know where they're getting all these crosswords, by the way. They're like publishing one every day. It seems crazy. Anyway, that's been a cryptic crossword at lovetspuzzles.com. Not sponsored. I just had to go find another place that did cryptics. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.